Monica with Looking for Group. Today I'm here with Justin Pelt, the Director of Esports at the University of St. Thomas. How's it going today, Justin?
It's going good. Like we talked about right for the interview, just trying to make it here to the weekend on Friday Eve. But yeah, I'm doing well. How about you?
Doing pretty good, about the same. Ready? I actually thought today was Friday, and I was like, "Hey, happy Friday" to one of my friends, and he was like, "Happy Friday Eve."
Yeah, that's
So
very troll of you to do that,
yeah, I know.
actually.
I
So.
didn't realize. I thought it was actually Friday. But Justin, thanks so much for your time today and answering some questions about University of St. Thomas's esports program. I'm just going to go ahead and jump right off here and into the questions. Can you tell me how the program got started at your institution? Was it you? Was it a collaborative effort? Tell me more.
Yeah, so the program actually was started by the university. It was their idea to bring on an esports program in order to essentially interest and attract more students and students that they have not historically been getting to university. And they thought there was no better program to do that with than esports, with how quick it's obviously grown over the last 3 or 4 years, the potential it has, and the relatively, low entry to barrier it is to really start one. And so that's what's really cool about our situation is the school is 100% invested into the program. We have a facility being built. We have a bunch of really great equipment that we've already ordered, and so yeah, so it was 100% on the school's end. I just happened to interview and I guess be the right fit for the vision they had and the direction that they're trying to go in. I'm just really excited and blessed to have this opportunity.
Excellent, Justin. And saying that you're a good fit here, I'm guessing, are you a gamer yourself?
100%, 100% a
Yeah,
gamer.
yeah. And what are your titles of choice? Do you play any games with your students?
So I don't necessarily play with my students. I kind of like to encourage them to play amongst each other. I think that's a lot better than playing with me. I feel like I'm kind of older and might be a little washed up, but no, I still play a lot of the titles I've been playing. Most recently, I would say would be League of Legends with the start of the new season. And Escape from Tarkov, since it just did its most recent wipe, I think on Christmas Eve. So those have been my two games I've been flipping back and forth on. Honestly, maybe a little bit too much, but yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. But I play all sorts of games. I've played almost like every game that's came out from like World of Warcraft, different MMOs. I've at least tried every MMO that's come out since like 2005, I'd say. Um, so yeah, there's really not a game out there that anyone could bring up that I haven't tried.
Then it certainly sounds like you're a good fit for the role.
Yeah, I hope so.
Absolutely. So, okay, you named some really cool titles there: League of Legends, WoW, Escape from Tarkov. Are your students playing any of those games on campus? If not some of those, what are they competing in right now?
Yeah, so League 100%. We compete within the league as well. We'll have a team spun up to compete in conference here in February. Same with Overwatch. Overwatch is another big focus for us, especially with us having a partnership with Houston Outlaws. It's something that we want to take very seriously and try and be really good um, in that title. So Overwatch is another one we take very seriously. Rocket League is slowly growing up to some of our top three. Most focused on games. And also along with that, there's really a lot of other games that we're looking at. Smash Bros as well. Magic the Gathering Arena is another one. We're open to students who want to play the sports games like Madden 2K, FIFA, things like that. Even if there's some other games that aren't super prominent in esports right now at the collegiate level, like maybe say a StarCraft, but there's still tournaments to be participated in. We're definitely open and welcoming to those students as well. I know Call of Duty is still super popular, and a lot of students are wanting to go to college to play Call of Duty. I don't know exactly how that's going to work quite yet as far as like an esports perspective, but we're also very much open to the idea of having students who are interested in playing Call of Duty as well. So there's really no barriers to entry. Like any student who has ambitions to compete collegiately in the game they're choosing, as long as there's a way for us to get them involved in competition, they're welcome at our university, and we'll find a way to make it happen. So.
Excellent. I think that's a great stance to have, especially because the popularity of games is ebbing and flowing constantly. And one day, one game's in, the next day it's out. So I think it's definitely important to stay on top of those sorts of things. So good on you guys. So transitioning into the physical space, I know this is kind of a weird topic right now given the pandemic and that you are currently building your space. Is that correct? I heard you say you ordered equipment. Yeah.
Correct.
So can you tell me a little bit about your vision for this space that the students will be playing in?
Yeah, so the at least this first iteration that we're going through with our space, we didn't want to do anything too extravagant, right? We didn't want to get ahead of ourselves and build something that was just, too crazy over the top and not really have the sustained success or, really, just success or proving grounds, right? To back that up. I think that's a huge investment to make in the first, 5, 6 months of your program. And so what we thought would be the best is we still needed a space and we wanted to have something that kind of fit both a hangout kind of lounging spot as well as a place where our varsity players had a dedicated facility, so to speak, for them to practice, scrim, and I guess initially compete as well while we're still pretty much virtual with all of this stuff. So that's sort of the idea behind it. We'll have a couple couches at the front of the room. We're gonna have multiple TV set up at the front of the room. We'll have like some beanbag chairs. We'll have some chairs with desks that will allow students to do homework if that's where they decide they want to do it at. Obviously, we'll have our PC setups in the back of the room. Where that'll be more for, like I mentioned earlier, the actual varsity players where they'll be scrimming, practicing. But also, like I said, we want to keep it open to the public during like the normal school hours. We don't want to exclude anyone. We do have an actual esports club alongside our varsity team, and so we want it to be used for both. We want the students who might not have the time or ambition or what have you to participate at a varsity level, but still have a love for gaming, for video games, and things of that nature, to still be open and feel comfortable coming to our space and not only hanging out but also playing on the computers as well, given the appropriate time. So yeah, that's kind of the idea behind it and how we're looking to build it out. And I feel very optimistic and excited with what our most recent designs have been that will accomplish that.
Excellent. I think it's really important to notice that gaming is an all inclusive community, but with those sub communities inside of it, right? You got your casual players, you got your competitive players, and you got just your lovers of games. So it's nice that you guys are really, bringing all of those communities together at University of St. Thomas. So it's really great and refreshing to hear about that.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean that's definitely a focus of ours as well, right? I think it's very easy to exclude certain groups, accidentally. And the thing that we want to focus on the most is just being all inclusive of everyone. Obviously we have different sort of buckets they can fall into, but at the end of the day, if you have a love of gaming and a love of esports, then there's a home for you here at St. Thomas. Is sort of the way we're approaching it. So.
That's excellent. And with the program development, a lot of institutions will sometimes build in hand academic programs or work study programs. Are your students also going to be assisting with the production of the program, i.e., broadcasting or helping with social media, team captains? What sorts of things can they do outside of playing within the community?
Yeah, so like I said, we'll have the club perspective, which we have officers for the club from a president level all the way down to like a Discord community manager. So speaking in terms of that, we hope to have students who feel like they can get some responsibility and some extracurricular things to do to kind of build leadership skills and things like that. So I think that can go hand in hand in that. As far as like things outside of just the actual esports performing perspective, we do have academic classes that students are going to be able to take that are rooted in esports. We have an intro to esports class, which is very similar to a like intro to business or contemporary issues in business type of class that you would take at any school that offers a business major, really, that we're really excited about. We launched that for the first time this past fall, had a good handful of students who had good feedback for it. We're looking to make that a dual credit course to even allow high school students to take it while they're in high school.
That's awesome.
Um, yeah, and so we have some partners that we're working through with that. We also just got approved for our first minor, a minor that's going to be rooted in coaching in esports. So, any students who have a love of esports would like to maybe look at trying to get into that field or give themselves a chance to work in the esports industry post college. We want to try to use that minor and other future minors that we're still working on to allow them the opportunity to get some, not only studies while they're in school, but also some internships, maybe be a student coach for our team, some real hands-on work experience and tangible things they can put on their resume that give them the best chance to do that when they graduate from school. So those are a couple things there. And I mentioned internships, that's another thing with our partners. We're still heavily exploring, with the people we're currently in conversations with and still looking for more, right? I think internships are very important. And the more that we can offer our students the ability to be involved in, I think the better and the better chance they have to truly, break into the esports industry, after college. So I might have been a little bit of a long-winded answer, but hopefully that kind of covered everything you were looking for.
No, it definitely did. That was an excellent answer. It sounds like it's a very well-rounded program. And Justin, in your role, you're wearing many hats. You're recruiting, you're taking care of budgets, you're mentoring students. So in this position as director, when you're talking to prospective students and maybe thinking about what sort of representation you want in your program, what kind of advice would you give students who are navigating the application process, looking for that fit in esports? What are some things they can do to stand out as an applicant, or maybe something you'd like them to know in your role as a director?
Yeah, so I would say this to stand out. It's probably a cliche answer, but first and foremost, be yourself. I think that you don't want someone to make a first impression of you or take a liking to you and for something that's not you or something you're not, right? So I think first and foremost in your applications, just be genuine about who you are, be honest, be truthful. Obviously you don't want to start any relationship off on the wrong foot by
Mm-hmm.
withholding or giving out false information. So be honest, be yourself. And then as far as there's stuff like that. I think to stand out is just really have highlights, have clips, right? Have stuff that you can show that really demonstrates your skill level, demonstrate things that you've accomplished. Um, and I guess to know about me and maybe what I'm looking for in my role is really all the things I mentioned. When I look at a student, the first thing I'm going to look at is probably not to just be honest, probably their rank. Kind of I think a rank doesn't necessarily a representation of how good you are, so to speak. Because I know how solo queue can be and how toxic it can be for sure in any game. But at the same time, I think in a sense, it does kind of show like your commitment to the game and kind of where you hover. And then right after that's GPA. So not only is it good to be good at your craft, but it's also good to be a good student. And I know for our school at least, that's how you can get a lot of money in scholarships is having
Mm-hmm.
really good academics. So to any students who look at this, don't let gameplay sacrifice from school. At the end of the day, that's why you're looking at collegiate is to go to school. So make sure that's top of mind. And then I guess just to know a little bit more about me and in my role. Like you said, yeah, I do the recruiting. I'm right now currently a coach until we can find a full-time coach for our League of Legends team. Um, Along with that, I work a lot with the administration, so I kind of take that off the students' plates compared to other schools that just run their program as a club. I'm able to be that middle person to where if there's anything our students need, whether it be varsity or club, they can go to me, and then I end up being the one that goes to administration as opposed to a student doing it who maybe could feel like that they're not being taken seriously or this, that, and the other. So, in a lot of ways, I'm really just the person that is the liaison between what our club needs to succeed and prosper, and then messaging that to administration at the school. So, as well as a bunch of other probably boring grown up things that get done behind the scenes that the kids probably don't care about. But I just want them to know that if the kids in our program and the students who are considering us, just know that you have someone in your corner who's got your back at all times, who's there to go to bat for you for anything that we need, and we'll do everything in my power to make sure that this program has what it needs to succeed. So.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. If you need anything related to esports at St. Thomas, Justin's your guy.
I'm your guy. Yep. Hit
All
me up.
right. Justin, thanks so much for taking the time to do this interview. It was really delightful getting to learn more about the program that you were putting together. It sounds really well rounded, and I think the students are going to get a lot out of it if they haven't already. Um, so until next time.
Yeah, Monica, thank you for your time. You do a great interview. I'm sure you've done this a bunch of times, so you're an expert at this now. But yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you to LFG for partnering with us. I'm very excited to see where this goes. Yeah, and go Celts.
All right, go Celts.